Cards and Comic Show. Welcome back to Cards and Comics. Today I'm going to have a mail day video, and this one is pretty epic. I'm going to split my mail day into vintage and non-vintage. And this is, I think, all baseball, and I'm just going to show them in the order I got them. And so I've been waiting to do this video for a while because I've had quite a few vintage cards I've been buying. And I know a lot of my videos and Instagram is a lot of newer cards, especially Griffey. But I still collect a lot of vintage cards, and I want to show off the cards I've got. And a lot of them are new. I don't own these cards, so they're not doubles or triples of cards I already own. These are, a lot of them are new. I've never either owned before or don't have currently in my collection. So starting up here with 66 Lou Brock PSA 8. 66 set is one of the hardest sets for me personally to find nice 8s in. If you look at the pop reports, it is a little bit lower on the pop counts than other years, especially 65 and 64. I think 63 has it, I believe, but 66 is definitely one of those tougher years for vintage PSA 8s and above. This one's a pretty nice Brock. It is pretty well centered, a little off left to right, a little top to bottoms a little bit. So, but it's well within the guidance of an 8, probably even a 9. And it has great color, so I was really happy to get that one. Next up is a non-8, and for people on my channel, I know I love the 8s and 8.5 grades, but this card I actually did previously or own another copy, so I do have an 8 of this card, but I felt this card was super nice. And when I go to card shows, this card sells super well. A, it's got the rookie cup on it, and B, his rookie card has a multi-player card. So this is the first card of Joe Morgan by himself. And again, the 66 set is notoriously hard to find compared to other years and good condition. So to me, this is a great card to take to shows and sell. Next up is a card I actually never owned. It's very odd for me to never have owned this card, but it is what it is. It is a 61 Yastrzemski. Second year. And I've always just been amazed. I've never owned the card, but it's also how expensive this card is. Yaz cards are pretty expensive. 62 Yaz is very expensive as well. So again, a lot of Yaz cards are a little more expensive than you think. This card, again, I just got it back, and you can see the eBay authentication. Costs a lot more than I originally thought it would, but I needed it for the collection. My goal is to have every Hall of Famer from every year in a PSA 8 or above. Sort of the goal, especially from the 60s. In the 70s, maybe 8.5 or above on a lot of them. And in the 50s, you're going to have to take some 6, 7s and even 3s and 4s for certain players, because you're just not going to be able to afford, a 52 Mantle and a 7 or 8. That's just not feasible. But this is a really nice 8, and I like the color and gloss. Pretty well centered. This card is notoriously off center and with a lot of print in that color boxes there. So overall, a really nice 61 Yaz card I never owned before. Now, I've also never owned this next card. This next card is probably the biggest card in the whole lot. And again, I'm opening them in kind of the order I've got them. And it's a card I'm going to talk about just for a little bit. But it's a 57 Topps Frank Robinson PSA 8 rookie card. SGC 88. And so this card has beautiful color and beautiful gloss. I mean, that's the first thing you'll notice about it. It is super white borders, and it has really sharp corners. Now, the problem with this card is The issue I've had with PSA on SGC crossovers recently is that it is slightly angle cut. So what I mean is, if you look at the space here and you go down, it widens. And if you go down here, it narrows, meaning that the card is kind of cockeyed. Now, what PSA has done recently on these kind of cards is hammer the crap out of them. I had a 7.5 early win rookie card that they gave a 6. So it was a SGC 7.5. They knocked it down to a 6 because of angle cut. Now, this card has tremendous eye appeal. It's a little off-centered back, but still has enough border there to be within the tolerance for an 8. I'm never going to cross this over because of what I know about how they don't like those angle cuts. And again, this isn't miscut. This is just slightly tilted. But PSA has been hammering tilted cards recently. So I'm just going to probably keep it in this holder. It's a beautiful card. And you can see the corners on it are tremendous, tremendous color. It's very pack fresh. So if you're looking for a pack fresh, Frank Robinson rookie card, this is it. This is one of the nicest ones I've ever owned. Actually, the only one I've ever owned, but one of the nicest ones I've seen. But PSA and their, I call it sort of unrealistic view of those slightly angle cuts just makes me not want to send it in to them right now. Next up is a 76 O-Pee-Chee, Dennis Eckersley. So this is a rookie card. It's a O-Pee-Chee Hall of Fame rookie card. Pretty cool. It's a PSA 7. Great color. And it's just nice. I like having these cards. I really enjoy O-Pee-Chee cards. And having a Hall of Fame rookie card and an O-Pee-Chee card is really cool. Next up, card that's a little harder to get than you would think. 63 Fleer, Brooks Robinson. I've actually never owned this in an 8. I've had it in a 7 and a few other grades. So it was cool just to pick this up. Again, a little more expensive than I originally thought it was going to be. And for people who, never seen the backs, those lime green 63 backs are pretty unique. A lot of people hate this set, and a lot of people love the set. I honestly think it's one of the easier sets to put together in the 60s, and it has a Maze and Clemente card in it. So to me, it's a fun set to put together. Next up, 61. Mickey Mantle, SGC 7. And so right off the bat, this card is pretty nice. It's a little off center, and it has a print line right there. So, to me, that's sort of the biggest negative on the card is the print line. I don't mind the centering too much on the card. It looks really nice. A really nice color and gloss you can see right there. A lot of color, a lot of gloss. Pretty pack fresh for a 61 card. You can see the back there. And again, this card could probably cross over to a 7. I don't think a print line knocks it down to a 6. It's just one of those things where, print lines and print dots happen. And you can either love it, you can either hate it. I think this card is a very nice example of the 61 Mantle. And really, I'm glad I picked it up. Next up is a 77, which is odd that I don't own this card, but I don't. I'm trying to take off the tamper seal that people are putting on cards because it's right in the middle of the card. I'm not going to tamper with your 77 Mike Schmidt here. All right, 77 Mike Schmidt. Just a really nice card. I don't own this card. It's an 8. Obviously, it's not super expensive, but I just don't own a 77 Schmidt. It came up for sale, and I was like, yeah, I need that card. Now, next up, I'm going to have a few cards here for my Pirate collection. So the next one is a 51 Bowman Stan Rojek. Really nice center card. It's a 6, but it presents really nicely. It's a Pirate. It's a part of my Pirate collection. And again, there's the old stain. You gotta remember, back in the days, I think about every other card had a stain, so they're not quite as negatively hit down as other years, but there you go. 73 O-Pee-Chee Lou Brock. I just like O-Pee-Chees, and this one came up, and it's not a tremendous for the grade. It's a little off center, left to right, in the back. But again, O-Pee-Chees are a lot harder to find, and I didn't have this card, so it was a new to me. Next is again another pirate, John Miller, T207, 3. And again, I like this card a lot because it shows his jersey with the Pirates on the buttons, and then you got the P on the hat. A lot of the T cards don't show real uniforms; they're just kind of like blank, no logos, things like that. This card showed the logos, which is awesome. You can see the recruit back. So a lot of fun with that card there. And last but not least, our 265s and 65 Joe Torre. I'm committed to buying more, to having more Joe Torre cards. He's one of those Hall of Famers I just don't own a lot of cards of. So I thought it was cool to pick up a 65. And next up is the 65 Cepeda. So I got these from the same dealer. Both of them were really nice for the grade. You can see the backs on these are really deep blue. So it just meant that these cards weren't really exposed to a lot of environment. They weren't stored out in the open. They were probably in a box somewhere for a lot of years, and they never, got the toning that you see a lot of cards have. So really nice 65 cards. Again, I'll show you the back here. Favorite card in the whole lot. Going through it, obviously, to me, the best card is that 57 Frank Robinson rookie card. Just a beautiful card, and I really like this 61 Yaz because again, I've never owned these two cards ever. So there it is, guys. That's my vintage mail day. Let me know what you think in the comments. Your favorite cards, and I'll see you next time in Cards and Comics. Bye.